In this video, let's see how to create this axonometric diagrams for these urban pockets. This was part of an urban design project by Jaja Architects called Gigantium Urban Space. It's a great project with some great visuals. I have mentioned the project link in the description. Take a look at it in your free time. One of my favorite diagrams in architecture is axonometric diagram. And when you're doing axos for small urban pockets like these, it's easier to explain the nature and the functional intent of the space. I modeled 3 spaces from this project in SketchUp. I have attached the link to the file in the description. Feel free to download and follow along with this video. So after modeling the scenes individually, I started applying different materials for different elements in the scene, while still keeping the material same for that specific element across all 3 scenes. So that if I apply material to one scene, it gets applied to all the scenes and I don't have to apply them individually. I hope you have downloaded the model by now. Let's save the SketchUp file and move to D5. After opening D5, turn off the dynamic mode to reduce unnecessary load on your system. You can toggle the terrain on and off in the Objects panel. Import the SketchUp model using this icon and select the file. Place it inside D5. Then go to Asset Library, Model. Under Basic Model, you can find a plane. Place it and scale it to cover the entire scene. Now let's move to applying materials. You can directly change the material property using the material picker and changing the base color, the metallic value or any other values that you want. I wanted to apply a rubber composite material to the flooring. I downloaded this texture from Pixel Bridge as a PBR material. To apply, just pick the material, change the base color to white, click on the base color map and locate the albedo map. Similarly, you can load all the maps in their respective slots. If you want to load the height map, go to the material template and change it from custom to displacement. You can change the scale using the stretch value. You can also refine the material by changing the value of each aspect like roughness and normal. If you want to know how this works, I have already uploaded a detailed video. Go watch it after watching this one. I changed the normal value to 0.1 and for the pathway surrounding the rubber, I am going to apply concrete texture from Pixel Bridge. I loaded all the maps the same way. Then I slightly increased its scale and added some pink tone to the base color map and changed the color space to linear to give it a mild washed out look. Then I copy pasted the same material to the steps. You can also add round edges using this slider without modeling it. I also duplicated it and applied to the wall and changed its color space to RGB. I went back and changed the color space of the rubber flooring to linear and added the pink tint to its base color. Then for the pathway, I applied a concrete material and changed it to linear. As you can see, now all the 3 models has its material applied. Go to the asset library. Inside materials, search for grass. You get a wide variety of options. I am choosing this one called wild grassland. Let's add some people into this scene. Always work on layers, whatever the software is. Create a new layer by clicking on this plus icon. Rename it, then go to the asset library, model, character. You can find categorized people assets. I am going to pick few from the sports and fitness category and place them in this scenes. You can rotate them using the gizmo. Once that's done, I created a new layer and started placing trees. I am going with the coniferous trees. After placing, hit V on your keyboard and scale them accordingly. Now for the scatter. To create this lush grass lawn filled with bushes, you can use the scatter. In the asset library, go to the scatter tab. Here you can select from a set of scatter presets. I am going with wild grassland. Now select a material on which you want to scatter. Click create. Wait for a few minutes, then the scatter will be created. As you can see, this grass type is way out of its size. Select them, click on them in the right side panel, then adjust its scaling. Let's then move to setting up scenes and rendering them. I always create a scene, it might not be up to mark, Then I do the necessary changes and keep updating the scene. To set parallel projection in D5 render, set the field of view value to 10 mm. After setting up the sun, I always play with the highlight local exposure value to see what looks nice. Feel free to play with all these values and set one which you think looks good. Now that the light, effects and environment are set, you can just pan to the next scene, choose an angle which works for you and set it as a new scene. If you want, you can change the sun angle to a scene separately and just update it. Then once everything is done, click on this camera icon, select the scene, then aspect ratio, then size and click add to render queue. Repeat this for all the scenes. Don't worry, the scatter is there, it's not rendering from far away. Then go to render queue and select all. Choose the location to save and click render to batch render them all together. This is the final result. Hope you all found something useful in this video. See you in the next one.